Hello, good morning, or afternoon. Afternoon.
Look at the car. It's sinking. It's shaking.
Okay. So let's talk about this professional degree business. How nursing is not considered a professional degree, or won't be considered a professional degree. I made a reel making light of it because in my eyes it really is not a big deal, but I see that, you know, people are freaking out about this, that, you know, people do care and they are concerned about what's supposed to be happening as far as this not being considered a professional degree anymore. So I want to just talk about the facts, like what is going to actually be happening, and not people's thoughts, people's opinions, like what's legitimately going to be happening as far as our degrees. So there was a comment on my Instagram post where a person said, well, you know, it's whoop-de-doo for you because you already have your degree, but for the rest of us that aren't nurses yet, or haven't gone in school, what does this mean for us, basically? And this only applies to postgraduate degrees. So if you're going to nursing school to get your associate's degree or your bachelor's degree, this doesn't affect you at all. So you can still go to nursing school. This should not deter you in any way from going to nursing school. Also, someone that I went to school with on my Facebook said, you know, my degree is how I take care of my family. Like, this does affect me. And it could possibly, but if you don't even plan on going postgraduate, if you don't even plan on getting your master's or your doctorate or your NP or your CRNA, then this still doesn't affect you in any way. So let's see what it actually says. The U.S. Department of Education has updated its definition of what qualifies as a professional degree for the purposes of certain federal student loan and funding rules. This regulation also includes a list of example degree fields such as medicine, dentistry, law, veterinary medicine. Nursing is not explicitly listed. As part of implementing the new rules under the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, signed by y'all's president in July of this year, they propose to treat nursing and some allied health fields not as counting under the professional degree category. So the practical immediate effect, because of that exclusion, students in those fields, graduate nursing students, etc., may face more restrictive limits on federal student loans than those in degrees defined as professional. For instance, graduate students in non-professional degree fields may be limited to $20,500 per year borrowing and equaling $100,000 degree total. The change is scheduled to take effect starting July 1st, 2026. So let's be clear on what does not change. The ruling does not mean that nursing degrees suddenly lose licensure validity, or that the profession of nursing is no longer professional in everyday or clinical sense. The regulatory change is specifically about how federal student loan eligibility is defined. in how programs are classified for funding. It does not immediately invalidate any existing nursing programs or degrees that you hold. If you are already credentialed or enrolled, your licensure and program completion remain valid. It doesn't necessarily mean that all new nursing students face the new limits yet. There is still rulemaking, comment periods, and institutional implementation required. So who are the ones that are affected? Graduate nursing students, for example, those pursuing an MSN, DNP, nurse practitioner, CRNA, those could be most directly impacted by reduced borrowing limits, fewer federal loan options, or higher financial burden. So who is not directly affected? Students completing their undergraduate nursing degrees, such as your ADN, that's your associates, or BSN, are less affected by this specific professional degree classification, since the immediate impact centers on graduate level borrowing and classification. Licensed nurses already in practice, unless they're going back to school for further advanced degrees, will not see their existing credentials change. Fields still classified as professional degrees remain under the higher loan caps in existing classification. So those students borrowing access is less affected by this specific shift. So I just need everybody to read up on what this actually means. And if you don't plan on going back to school for your master's or higher, for one, this doesn't affect you. But also, if you do, you still have up to $100,000 worth of federal funding to borrow if you need to. And if you reach that threshold, I would just say still at that point, don't let that deter you. I mean, there's ways of doing what it is you want to do. There's scholarships, there's personal loans through your bank, where there's a will, there's a way. You can get it done. Also, let me see a couple other things I wanted to add.
Hot black.
Yeah, so like I said, if borrowing limits tighten, universities may increase scholarships, expand payment plans, offer institutional aid, modify program costs. There will likely be changes on the school side, not just the student side. So if you want to go to nursing school, then please still go to nursing school. This is not going to change any of that. I feel like this is, for some reason, some kind of fear tactic. Trying to deter people for whatever reason, I don't know. But if going to nursing school is something you want to do it. If you already have your credential or are currently enrolled in a program, your degree remains fully legitimate. Nothing changes for practicing nurses, nurses who are already graduate, nurses not seeking more schooling. It does not affect your ability to become a nurse. Nothing changes about NCLEX, accreditation, board requirements, program quality. Again, this is not an attack on nursing. I will repeat, this is not an attack on nursing. So whatever it is they're talking about, it doesn't matter. That's why I said whoop-de-doo. Do whatever it is y'all gonna do. I just better get my paycheck on every other Thursday. That's all I know. So don't let this deter y'all. If you want to be a nurse, become a nurse. If you want to advance your nursing career, advance your nursing career. Okay? Peace.